Hello everyone and welcome to another day of cooking. Today I'm gonna show you how to make arancini. Here we have breadcrumbs, flour and egg wash, and over here we have some rucola, a little bit of organic fresh peeled tomatoes and a little bit of dried chili. So for this recipe we're gonna make a spicy tomato sauce with some mushroom risotto arancini and a bit of rucola on top, as well as a grate of fresh lemon zest. So let's get started. First thing first, I'm gonna have a frying pan over here. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil, 2 garlic cloves and a little bit of rosemary. So those ones here are just some smells and perfumes that are gonna go in the tomato sauce, and I really want something to give the kick because it's gonna be a relatively simple recipe. We're just gonna use garlic, tomato, oil, dried chili, bit of salt and nothing else. So I really want something that brings out the flavor of the tomato sauce. So over here I'm just gonna add some dried chili flakes. Probably this much will be enough. So when you do this process, I usually start with cold oil. The reason why I'm doing this is because I can control the burning temperature better. If the oil and the pan was very hot, once you put the chili in, you have no control over everything, so they might just fry very quickly and burn out. So like this, I can control it and I can see when is the exact point for me to add the tomato sauce. I have the tomato sauce over here. In a large frying pot, I have some sunflower oil that I'm gonna use to fry the arancini. I will switch on the fire underneath on very low heat because I want to bring it at 170 degrees Celsius, but I don't want it now. So I'm just gonna slowly raise the temperature. So over here the garlic and the chili starting to cook, so I'm just gonna add the tomato sauce. Now when you add the tomato sauce, just switch off the fire because the water in the tomato sauce and the oil, they might just go over and catch on fire. And add a little bit of water. Now when the tomato sauce is gonna start boiling, I'm gonna add some salt, but not before that. There you go. So as you can see, it's a pretty quick recipe. Just requires few minutes of actual work in it, and all the rest is cooking time. So yeah, it's very simple, and I would say that overall for this recipe you will need no more than 15 minutes. Okay, right now, in the meantime that the tomato sauce is boiling, I'm gonna take the leftover mushroom risotto. I'm just gonna take some balls out of it and just shape them in my hand. Now, this is a process that is gonna get your hands quite dirty, so don't be afraid to get a little bit messed up. And try to make all the balls of the same size. The rice is already cooked, but this is just a matter of aesthetics. It's nicer when you have everything, the same size instead of having like different shapes and different size of the balls. So right now I have shaped my arancini balls, and as you can see, I managed to get 4 and a slightly smaller one out of all the leftover risotto. But because I haven't added any extra parmesan or any extra thickener inside, they're still a little bit fragile. So when I'm gonna cover them in flour with the egg wash and then the breadcrumbs, I need to pay extra attention not to break them or to rip them apart. So in the meantime, our tomato sauce is cooking. This is gonna take around 5 to a good 10 minutes of cooking time, but you can pretty much see it when it's gonna reduce and have a very thick and saucy consistency. That's the right point to stop the flame and have it on the side. So as you can see, they are super fragile. I'm gonna put them in flour, give them a good toss around, but not very hard. And then I will go again for the double dipping because I want the crust, the outside crust, to really hold the inside together. I'm just gonna put in egg wash again, and then again in the breadcrumbs. So as you can see, this process is quite a slow and messy process, but I promise you the end result is gonna be fantastic. And I'm gonna go for the second bowl. So right now I'm doing them the size of a golf ball. But the traditional arancini that you can find in Sicily, they are pretty much the shape of a large goose egg, I would say, and they are considered to be one of the best street food in Italy, and in fact they are one of the best. So I have done my arancini balls, and I managed to get 3 of them, 3 big ones and 1 small one. The tomato sauce, it's reduced down, so as you can see over here it has a nice tomatoey consistency. So at this point I'm going to try it out and add some salt. It's very spicy, but that's exactly how I wanted it. And as a last touch, just to give a bit of freshness, I'm going to grate some lemon zest and off the fire. I'm gonna do the test again for the oil to see if it's ready to go, and it is indeed. So I'm gonna have a plate with a little bit of paper underneath just to absorb all the oil. I'm gonna go inside with the arancini. I'll give them a toast around. The same with the other one. So right now the oil is a little bit too hot and I don't want to burn them, so I'm just gonna put them one at a time and keep mixing them around. As a final touch, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt on top and have them on the side. For this preparation, I'm just gonna use this bowl or this deep plate. I'm gonna go with a little bit of sauce on the bottom. And I will have, let's say, 3 arancini balls, a grated of fresh lemon zest. In the end, I'm gonna add a little bit of rucola with a touch of olive oil and a little salt. And this, my friends, is my leftover arancini with spicy tomato sauce and fresh rucola. Enjoy!